Okay, Rosie, let me know when the recording has begun. We're good to go? Okay. Good morning. My name is Christine Morabito. I am a business development manager and duly authorized hearing officer of the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, the agency. And I have been authorized to hold a public hearing. Today is April 6, 2021, and the time is now 11:01 a.m. This is a public hearing pursuant to Section 859A of the New York General Municipal Law as amended, the Act, and is being held from the offices of the agency, 201 West 3rd Street, Suite 115, City of Jamestown, County of Chautauqua, New York. Because of the restrictions on meetings and gatherings in effect pursuant to executive orders issued by the Governor of the State of New York as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, this public hearing is being held via Zoom meeting and telephone conference call rather than a public hearing open for the public to attend in person. The agency has received an application for financial assistance in connection with the following matter. Americold Real Estate LP, a limited partnership duly organized and existing under the laws of the state of Delaware and qualified to do business in the state of New York as a foreign limited partnership, the applicant presented an application for financial assistance, the application, to the agency, which application requested that the agency consider undertaking a project, the project consisting of the following. A1, the acquisition of an interest in an approximately 28-acre parcel of land having an address of 4053 William Street, formerly known as 1 William Street, Town of Dunkirk, County of Chautauqua, New York, Section 96.02, Block 2, Lots 1 and 2.1, the land. 2, the construction of an approximately 175,000 square foot building on the land, collectively the building, together with related improvements to the land. And 3, the acquisition of certain furniture, fixtures, machinery, and equipment necessary for the completion thereof, the equipment, and together with the land and building, collectively the project facility. All of the foregoing for use by the applicant and or its affiliates as a cold storage distribution facility. B, the granting of certain financial assistance within the meaning of Section 854.14 of the General Municipal Law with respect to the foregoing in the form of potential exemptions or partial exemptions from sales and use taxes and real property taxes. And C, the lease with an obligation to purchase, license, or sale of the project facility to the applicant or such other entities as may be designated by the applicant and agreed upon by the agency. The applicant or such other designated entities would receive financial assistance from the agency in the form of potential exemptions or partial exemptions from sales and use taxes and real property taxes, collectively the financial assistance. Notice of this public hearing was published in the Observer on March 25, 2021, and provided to the Chief Executive Officer of each affected tax jurisdiction within which the project facility is or will be located by letter dated March 23, 2021. The purpose of this public hearing is to provide an opportunity for all interested parties to present their views, both orally and in writing, with respect to the granting of the financial assistance contemplated by the agency or the location or nature of the project. The notice of this public hearing stated that members of the public may view or listen to this public hearing and provide their comments during the public hearing by logging into the Zoom meeting and or using the dial-in information set forth in the notice of this public hearing. As set forth in the notice of this public hearing, comments may also be submitted to the agency in writing or electronically at the following email address: morbitk@co.chautauqua, chautauqua.ny.us. Subject to applicable law, copies of the application, including an analysis of the costs and benefits of the project, are available for review by the public online at www.ccida.com. This public hearing is being streamed on the agency's website in real time, and a video recording of this public hearing is being made and will be posted on the agency's website, all in accordance with Section 857 of the New York General Municipal Law as amended. In addition, a transcript summary of this hearing will be made and posted on the agency's website, and such transcript or summary of all comments received by the agency shall be provided to the agency's members. Comments received in writing will also be included in the transcript and any summary of this public hearing. If any member of the public wishes to make comments via the Zoom meeting or the conference call, I would ask that such person identify themselves and provide their address. I request the patience and cooperation of all participants in allowing each person to finish their comments before anyone else identifies themselves and begins speaking. Is there anyone wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance?
Yeah, Christine, this is the first time that I've been involved with a pilot before it's already done. So I've got a couple of questions I'd like to answer. First of all, how long is the pilot for?
And so Rosie, if you could note that this is Supervisor Pearl asking the question. And Dick, I didn't understand the question. You said a pilot that's already done?
Yeah, well, there's been pilots that have been done in the town before that I've never been part of.
Okay.
One of them. So this is my first time. That's why I'm asking the question. I'd like to know.
Previous projects were pilot.
Yeah,
I just wanted to clarify. Yeah. Okay. And so you were asking the term of the pilot?
Yes.
Okay. The pilot that was requested is a 10-year term in accordance with the IDA's Uniform Tax Exemption Policy.
Okay. And it stays at full term, the 10 years, or does it go in increments or at all? No.
It's actually there's a schedule to it. The first 2 years, there is a 90% reduction. And this is on the new assessment, not the existing assessment.
Right.
The next 2 years is an 80% reduction. In years 5 and 6, a 70% reduction. In years 7 and 8, a 60% reduction. Years 9 and 10, a 50% reduction. And then in year 11, it goes fully on the tax roll. The pilot would be over.
Okay. That answered my questions.
We refer to that as our standard pilot schedule. There are other schedules within our uniform tax exemption policy. This is referred to as our standard schedule.
Christine, Juan Pagan, 10764 Bennett Road, Dunkirk, New York. Is this product tied into a condition or conditions under whereby the potential facility is going to be required to have, like, for example, X amount of employees, personnel versus what they're getting in return as far as the tax break? Is there conditions or conditions?
Juan, my phone started ringing, and so I didn't hear the whole question. I think you were asking me about employment.
Right. My question was, are there conditions where a potential facility is required to have X amount of employees for the duration of the agreement, 10 years in this case? Is there such a thing as something like that?
I'll tell you how many employees they're projecting in the application, and then I'm going to ask Millen to speak with you about, conditions or, legally how that works with the structure of pilot agreement. In the application, and by the way, this information is posted on our website for the public to view. In the application, the applicant is projecting 60 new jobs in year one, and that would remain for future years, and they've projected out for the first 3 years. They've also estimated 250 or more construction jobs during the construction period. Regarding conditions, I'll defer to Millen to explain the pilot agreement.
Happily. If this matter is ultimately approved by the board and we go to a closing, there will be representations by the company of those employment amounts. So the answer is yes, there are conditions. If they don't meet those employment requirements, then the board can take a number of steps, including either recapture or termination, depending on, by how much they are short and whether there's any good reason for it, et cetera. So I think the short answer to your question is yes, there are conditions. And what happens if they don't make those is a matter of really discretion for the IDA board.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance? Sherry?
Yes, I have a question. I don't know if this is the proper venue for this, but I feel that it should be vetted, that the planning board does have concerns regarding the intersection of Williams and Bennett Road and the amount of additional traffic that not only the semis, tractor trailers coming in and out, but also the amount of workers coming in and out, the amount of delivery people coming in and out, the amount of maintenance people coming in and out on an intersection that is already considered a dangerous intersection, only through the Millennium Parkway study, but also as part of the DEC's concerns, DOT, and we did get a letter from DOT saying that they had a concern about that too. So my question with all that I just gave you are host community agreements. Is that something that the IDA works with as well, or is that on the town? And I just want to maybe put that out there for consideration, that maybe even look at a hybrid, or, it's just a consideration. I'm not sure that this is the proper venue, but I did want to voice those pieces.
This Millen, I'd be happy to address that. To the best of my knowledge, there is no host community agreement that I'm aware of. It is the case that on some projects, we are advised that there is a host community agreement. The IDA is not a party to those. So when that does happen, it is negotiated directly between the town and the applicant. So again, we're not aware of any, but we wouldn't necessarily be aware of that. And again, it's between the town and the applicant. With regard to traffic and those kind of issues, I think that is in fact the province of the planning board. As you may know, the IDA is not exempt from local zoning or land use conditions. So the IDA statute says that we shall take that into consideration. So the IDA requires the applicant to comply with whatever the applicable zoning and land use are. And it sounds as if this process is underway. What the concerns are of the planning board, I think they are probably all legitimate. But again, the IDA does not get involved one way or another. Did I address your question? Unfortunately, we don't really control either of those issues.
Yes, you did. And thank you for that education, Melon. Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anyone else wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance?
Yeah, Christine, I just would like to know for sure, when we're saying property taxes, that doesn't affect any special district stuff like fire department or water, sewer, anything like that, right? It's just the property itself?
Correct. The pilot does not affect the special district taxes.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Millen, do you have anything further to add?
No, it does not affect any special districts. They pay those based on assessed value or whatever the formula is, or any usage. Typically, what if it's measured by consumption, the IDA does not have an exemption for that, so the company pays that in full.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm all set.
Is there anyone else wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance? These have been great questions. Thank you. Okay. Hearing no further questions. The time is now 11:17 a.m. And let the record show that other than the comments submitted in writing, no other members of the public have indicated a desire to comment with respect to the project or the financial assistance. I therefore call this hearing to a close. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. These are great questions, and